Hey everyone, welcome back. Psychopath1c here. Gonna try to review a movie I just got done watching. And uh, I strangely liked this movie. I got it today. My uncle sent it to me. He thought it was boring. He thought it was alright after it kicked in, but he gave it to me, and at first I did get a I got a little bit of bored with it. Like, it is boring the first half of it, but then when it gets into the 30-minute mark, then it gets really good. Um, and that movie is All Cheerleaders Die. Apparently, this is a remake, and strangely enough, it's made by the same people who made the original. So if it's true to the original, I do not know. I've never seen the original, which came out in 2001. Must have slipped through my movie watching wallet. But it says it's a true crowd pleaser, which I wouldn't go that far. I can watch it as a time waster. Unpredictable and hugely entertaining. False. It is very predictable, but it is, in a way, pretty entertaining. Not much for special features. I did take a look at the behind the scenes featurette, which wasn't really all that informative. Um, and don't go into this expecting gore, because there's not a whole lot of gore in it. It's aftermath effects. Like, you get, first off, first 5 minutes, we are introduced to this really bitchy cheerleader by the name of Alexis. I think that's her name. Um, and you're like, oh, just get her off the screen, just get her off the screen, just get her off the screen. And then finally, she's saying, "Oh, you want action? Well, we've got action." And she does like what cheerleaders do. Uh, Pretty much does a cartwheel in the air, cracks her neck, and then you get the titles. So yeah, 5 minutes in and you get the titles. And that was an alright opening, I guess. Um, we follow this girl by the name of Maddie, played by Caitlin Stacy, from the movie I, Frankenstein, which I'm sorry, but I really didn't enjoy that movie. Didn't really enjoy I, Frankenstein, so she did she did a much better job in this movie than she did in I, Frankenstein. Um, Now, with a title like this, this movie, you can definitely tell it was never meant to be taken seriously. Come on. Living Dead cheerleaders? Not really zombie cheerleaders, but Living Dead cheerleaders. Uh, I know that a lot of people might say Living Dead and zombies are the same thing, but in this case, they're not really zombies. They do eat, but it's not like the contagious type of where, like, if you bite somebody, then they automatically turn into a flesh eater too. They just kill. There's not a whole lot of kills in this, anyways, so don't go into it expecting a body count. So it starts off after the bitch breaks her neck. she of course dies, and it fast forwards 3 months later, and the head the head football player. I don't know much about high school football. I've never been into extracurricular activities and stuff like that. I've never been into that. No. I am a homebody. I enjoy being at home. So, yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Um, Pretty much the head, the big guy, I think he's the quarterback or linebacker or whatever he is. Uh, he's an asshole. His character's name is Terry, I think. I could barely hear the TV because I had to keep my fan on because it gets incredibly hot in this room. Uh, but uh, Terry, that's what I'm gonna call him. Terry happens to be a total douchebag. Uh, and he's got his cronies Vic, and he's got a stoner buddy. I forget his name, but he looks so damn familiar. I want to say he's from the After Dark Horror Fest movie called The Final. If anybody's ever seen The Final, that one was a pretty cool one. Better than this. Way better. A whole another spectrum of better. I know it seems like I'm talking down on this film, but what can I say? It's not really my type of film. I do like some teen slasher movies. Like, yeah, I enjoyed Scream 1, Scream 2. Scream 3 was alright, Scream 4 was a piece of shit. I'm not looking forward to Scream 5 and 6. So, yeah, if anybody wants me to review the Scream franchise, feel free to leave a comment down below asking, hey, could you review the Scream franchise? And I'll get around to it. I don't know if I'll be able to because, hell, I've got so much free time though, but I've got so many other reviews playing out. This is just, hey, I got it today, so might as well review it. Now, on the back, it's a little misleading. Right there, it makes it look like, ooh, there's going to be a zombie cheerleaders. Ooh, no, not even close to zombie cheerleaders. There's no rotting of the flesh. Yeah, there's like little wounds that are pulsating, but that's about it. That's about as close to gore as you're gonna get. And the blood is CGI. And anyways, the girls decide they're going to have a party. It's an end of the year event. 3 months after the bitch cheerleader dies, the girls decide to throw their own girls only party. And it's every 14-year-old boy's wet dream right here. You've got girls in the pool together, washing each other and all this kind of stuff. Doesn't really add to the plot, even though there's not much plot there anyways. And then the so-called dogs, that's what the guys are called. They're not called guys in this movie, they're called dogs. And the women are called bitches. It's got a bad start. That's the best way to describe this movie. And the girls are having their own little party, pool party, all girls, no guys. And then all of a sudden the dogs show up and decide, hey, well, we want to be a part of this party too. And the main football player, Terry, is girlfriends with the head cheerleader. Well, not really the head cheerleader, but I forget her name. She reminds me a little bit of Ashley Tisdale from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, if anybody remembers that show. That's a show I grew up on. But anyways, for some reason this chick reminded me of Ashley Tisdale. And this is an Australian film. Like, you can definitely hear the accents when you're listening. From what I was able to hear from the dialogue, because, like I said, I had the fan in. You could hear good heavy accents on the actors. So yeah. Anyways, gonna fast forward. After the party, of course the guys don't get into the party. The guys lie and say they have their own party going on. Guys only party. I think a party should be a gathering of a whole bunch of people, all genders, not just one gender to another. Just next. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But anyways, then there ends up being another party with the goth kids in a graveyard of all places. Yeah, most horror movie cliches nowadays are goth teens, graveyard, partying in the graveyard. And there is sexuality, but there's no nudity. Which, I guess. But, sorry if this is going to be another rambling review, but, oh well. Might as well do it my way, since it is my video. And while the party is going on in the graveyard, we've got this head goth chick who was in cahoots with our lead girl, Maddie. They had kind of a thing going on at some point in their lives, but Maddie's over it. Like, she's still into girls, but she's just not into that girl. But this particular goth girl still likes Maddie. So Maddie decides she's going to hook up with the head cheerleader chick and try to piss off the head football player. And I'm just like, does this add anything to the story? And from what I gathered, no, it doesn't really add anything to it. And then you get this random lesbianism scene. Well, it's not really random because it's hinted at throughout the film, but the head cheerleader chick and Maddie are laying down, and they're kissing and rubbing up all on each other and taking off each other's clothes. Like, you don't get to the bras and panties and stuff like that, but like, if you're gonna show some lesbianism, I know I might sound like a pervert here, but like, if you're gonna show some lesbianism, at least show a little bit of nudity, I mean, if you're gonna go that route, might as well go all the way with it. But it, it's a low budget movie, and I'm sure not a whole lot of the girls were willing to do the nudity thing, so yeah. Yep, cool by me. Um, but uh, then the football team ends up coming by and saying like, "Hey, we want to talk to the cheerleaders, yada yada yada," and so the cheerleaders come out and they're talking and everything, and uh, they're the cheerleaders are dissing the football players, and the football players are dissing the cheerleaders, and the head cheerleader ends up telling the head football guy he's got a small penis. And I'm like, really? They're gonna go that route? Like, I mean, I know it's supposed to be about high school, and high school is full of unoriginal jokes. Like, at least be original when it comes to, like, snarky comments and comebacks. But, anyways, uh, long story short, the head football guy bashes, like, not like pummels the woman or anything, but just pow right into the woman's jaw. She falls, and he's just like backing away, and he's like telling his cronies like, "Let's get out of here, boys. They're not even worth our time." And the other guys are just like in a shock, like, what the hell did you do, man? We need to help this chick. And so they go along with the dipshit, and then we cut to the girls going into the car to go to a safe place, and the football team ends up chasing after these poor girls and just uh, speeding up and trying to push their car over into a ditch. But what happens is the the girls aren't watching where they're driving, and they end up driving over a railing and into a lake, and they die. Then you get these rune stones, like witchcraft type of stuff. Who do you really, bitch? uh, so you get that, and the stones magically bring them back to life, and the stones are owned by the head goth chick, and she takes all of the cheerleaders back to her house, and they're all happy-go-lucky, like nothing ever happened, like most movies, most horror movies in this day and age, where revenge happens in the way of reincarnation and whatever. But uh, then you get the head cheerleader. Uh, she's got the first death. Like, she gets the first kill. Uh, she's thirsty for milk. She goes outside, goes into the neighbor's house, ends up talking to the neighbor. She's in nothing but her bras and panties, and she's drinking the guy's milk. And then she comes on to the guy, and he's like letting it all happen. And I'm like, dude, this chick is young enough to be your daughter, man. What's wrong with you? Maybe even your granddaughter. Ew. People, when you're old, like when you're within that age, like 50 years old, Don't be coming on to a 20-year-old, 22-year-old, 23-year-old chick. It's just weird. I mean, like, I know age is a number, but come on, there's gotta be some boundaries there. So, yeah, and she ends up growing, her fingernails end up growing, and she pokes, her fingers into his neck. Not bloody or anything, like it's cut away, like you just see it go, and then it cuts away. And then you just see him, going like this, and all the girls end up coming out and eating him. Like, they take turns, like sucking the soul out of his body. So they're not really zombies; they're soul suckers. And with each death, they become more and more stronger. And I'm like, what are they pulling not Boris Karloff? What, they're pulling a Bram Stoker Dracula on us now? The more you drink, the younger you get. But overall, you get one odd death after another. There's only, I counted 4 deaths. 5 if you count the bitch cheerleader at the beginning. And the way it ends, it sets it up for a sequel, like, just random shot, and then says, all cheerleaders must die. Not all cheerleaders must die, but all cheerleaders die, part 1. And I'm like, what? Okay, if you're trying to start a series with voodoo-possessed cheerleaders, then go for it. It hasn't really been done before. Hopefully it works out better than the Toxic Avengers. By the way, the first Toxic Avenger I thought was pretty cool. Second one, I don't remember. The third one, I remember not really liking. And the fourth one, I just remember thinking it was awful. Even for a trauma film, that was just awful. Awful, awful, awful. But this film, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. Just a dumb spoof of horror that I grew up loving, the 80s slasher films, mixed in with a little bit of dark comedy, granted stupid dark comedy, and a little bit of teenage ambition and coming of age story, and finding your sexual orientation, if you will. But overall, I had a blast with it, but there is a limit when it comes to how craptastic a movie can be, if you can say that word. And this is definitely bottom of the barrel craptastic fun. I give it, because I had so much fun with it during the second and third acts, I'm gonna give it a good 6 out of 10. Now, scratch that. I'm feeling generous with it. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I can watch it as a time waster, like while I'm reading a book or like talking to friends on Facebook. I'll put it on and listen to it. The soundtrack wasn't too bad. It didn't piss me off like most teen horror movies do, but there were a couple of alright songs in it. Like, it wasn't like over the top bubblegum pop like Katy Perry or anything like that, so that was good. But anyways, hopefully you all enjoyed my review slash rambling of All Cheerleaders Die. I cannot get used to saying that. I keep on wanting to call it All Cheerleaders Must Die. Because usually when die is in it, it's like John Tucker must die, stupid teenagers must die, something must die, suicide girls must die. Like, I've never just seen it as just die. So, yeah, they got the title in originality a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a teensy little bit. But hopefully you all enjoyed my review slash rambling of All Cheerleaders Die. If they do make a second one, I'll probably look it up online and I'll give my thoughts on it. So, as it stands, 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. Good time waster. Fun popcorn flick. But don't go into this expecting the holy grail of comedy horror because you're not going to get it here. So, anyways, hopefully you all enjoyed. And this is Psychopath1c signing off. And hopefully you all enjoyed. And catch you later. Peace.